Hi, good day, everybody. I'm Coach Pio, and this is my podcast on sports in the Philippines. Today, I have Mr. Arturo Aro, the program director of MVP Sports Foundation. For the uninitiated and for those who just got into observing sports in the Philippines, MVP is the foundation arm. MVP Sports Foundation is the foundation arm for sports of the MVP group of companies. And without further ado, Sir Art, can you tell us about the MVP Sports Foundation, how it was established, and what its objectives are?
Hello, good morning. Hi, Pio. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, sir.
The MVP Sports Foundation was actually created for the need to consolidate, primarily to consolidate all of the sports initiatives of the MVP group. Alam naman natin that Mr. Pangilinan is heavily invested in sports, no, and that's his passion, no. Apart from him being a business magnate. So, prior to the creation of the MVP Sports Foundation, I was actually with the Smart Communications. No, I was with the sports marketing department then, but that was a long time ago. And there were several initiatives already to consolidate all efforts of the MVP group. No, and of course, the obvious path towards the consolidation of sports initiatives of MVP is to create a foundation where all the companies of the MVP group has a stake in. No, hence the creation of the MVP Sports Foundation. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was created. I think 2009 or 2010. No, matagal na siya. And the vision initially of the MVP Sports Foundation was actually to get the first Olympic gold medal.
Wow.
No, to help athletes, to help sports organizations achieve the country's first Olympic gold medal. But then Hidilyn Diaz changed all that. No? So there are talks already among the management of the MVP Sports Foundation whether to change that vision, no, to
Right.
kasi we've already achieved it, no, we've already achieved the impossible, quote unquote, no, via Hidilyn Diaz, no.
Yes.
So the efforts of MVP Sports Foundation really is towards grassroots development and to provide assistance to promising athletes that really has a chance
Right.
to represent the Philippines in top level competitions abroad, no.
Yes, sir.
Nandiyan ang SEA Games, nandiyan ang Asian Games, syempre nandiyan ang Olympics, no.
Yep.
So I think right now I can only speak for the sports that I'm handling, no. Basically, I'm program director overseeing boxing, weightlifting, gymnastics, rowing, and skateboarding.
Right.
Fortunately or unfortunately, all the sports that I'm handling are all Olympic sports.
Yeah.
All have representatives in the
Right.
Tokyo Olympics, 2020. So we have other program directors that are handling their respective sports. No, sila Mr. Butch Antonio. I think he's handling primarily basketball. No? He's also with us among basketball in Pilipinas.
Right.
I think he manages also golf, cycling, and just recently obstacle course and kickboxing.
Wow.
And then we also have Mr. Vin Santos, program director, handling taekwondo, badminton, football, rugby football.
Right.
Recently, where he's also directly supporting EJ Obiena of track and field. I don't want to get into the issue of EJ Obiena, so we'll stay away from that.
Yeah.
And then we also have attorney Oscar Moreno, who's handling our community sports and youth development, primarily focusing on grassroots development. No,
Right.
So our executive director is Mr. Jude Torquato. He's also he holds two hats. No,
Right.
he's the executive director of the MVP Sports Foundation, and he's also the first vice president of PLDT, and he's also the head of Smart Sports.
Right.
And then, of course, we have our president, Mr. Al Panlilio, no, who's the president also of PLDT again, who holds many hats. No, again,
Yeah.
a very passionate individual
Yeah.
who really devotes his time into developing sports, similar to Mr. Manny Pangilinan.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the how MVP Sports Foundation came into being, and
Mm-hmm.
those are some of the sports that we're currently overseeing and helping.
Right.
And we're very very happy that in the recent Tokyo Olympics that we managed to qualify 19 athletes, and of those athletes that we're supporting,
Mm-hmm.
I think seven or eight, no, isa-isahin ko si Hidilyn Diaz.
Yeah.
We have the four boxers,
Yes.
no, si Irish, si Nesty, si
Nesty.
Tiumir, and si Carlo.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Yuka Saso, the golfer.
Right.
We have EJ Obiena. We have Kaloy Yulo
Yeah.
of gymnastics.
Yeah.
We have Kurt Barbosa of
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo. So I think that's
Right.
around. I think that's nine. That's nine
Right.
athletes, no.
Yeah.
So nine of the athletes that we're supporting, four brought home brought home
Medals.
medals, no.
Yeah. Yes.
A bronze, two silvers, and a gold. So not bad.
Not bad.
Not
For-
bad. So
Yeah.
not bad. So we're very happy. Like I
Mm.
said, no, yung vision namin, I think the talks among management.
Yeah.
They're thinking of changing the vision.
Right.
But there's no news yet as to
Mhm.
what the development is towards that.
Yeah. After the Olympics, MVP came out with news that they're gonna build something in Antipolo. Is that still under MVP?
Yes,
Fund?
actually,
Yeah.
very active, very
Yeah.
active. Si MVP, no, he's he's basically overseeing this project in Antipolo, no. There's an existing facility there, no, called the
Mhm.
First Pacific Leadership Academy.
Right.
The model of that facility really is towards developing leaders of the MVP group. It's a corporate
Right.
academy, no,
Right.
offering leadership courses to further enhance and develop the leadership skills of the executives of the MVP group.
Right.
So to further expand on that business model,
Mhm.
MVP wants to create a center for sports excellence in that facility. And I believe they will start first with badminton and
Mhm.
boxing.
Mhm.
No, MVP is very very into
Yeah.
badminton.
Right.
No, so
Uh-huh.
yan yung mga unahin nila. Yeah, it's in the works. No, I've
Yeah.
seen the plans. It's very ambitious, and
Uh-huh.
I think it will really help Philippine sports if
Right.
that really pushes through, and it will
Yeah.
push through. When MVP says something,
Yeah.
he will
It will
see it through
happen.
naman talaga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious lang with the whole backside of things. Kasi pag sinabing foundation, people imagine it's, conglomerates giving away money. But
Mhm.
to give away, those resources and make sure something comes out of it. I believe there's so much management and administrative support, and it's probably even more intense than running a business. Can you talk us through maybe some of that, like the management skills that go into it?
Yeah. Actually, the executives of MVP SF, MVP Sports Foundation, are all about accountability and transparency and good governance. No,
Mm.
so yes, you're right. There's a lot of money being channeled to the MVP Sports Foundation, and the board of trustees are actually executives of the companies that contribute
Right.
to the MVPSF. So there's really that
Yeah.
sense of transparency and accountability.
Mhm.
So it's really the role of the officers and the directors of the MVP Sports Foundation, or the executive directors, Mr. Torquato, and us program directors, to make sure that the funds that we release to the athletes or the sports organizations or the NSAs that we support
Yeah.
are really being spent for the very purpose
Yeah.
that they propose to us. No,
Yeah.
so the program directors are also hands-on, no, towards how the funds are being managed. No, we sometimes give advice to
Yeah.
the national sports associations on what programs that the MVPSF can support. So
Yeah.
para makita namin talaga na okay, dito talaga napupunta
Mm.
yung support na binibigay ni MVPSF.
Mm.
So it's all about transparency, accountability, and good governance. And
Mm.
those are the core principles by which
Yeah.
management of MVPSF
Yeah.
really stands for.
Yeah. And I see the like, I mean, from my limited lang na experience, I was involved with ABAP in the early years. This was
Oh,
around
okay.
2000, before London, 2010, 2009. And I could
Mm-hmm.
really see that, I think Mr. Vargas,
Yeah.
Ricky Vargas was really involved with the program. And right now, and I tell people na willing to listen na when I look at ABAP as an NSA, I really see it that as it's becoming what an NSA should be and what it
Yeah.
could be. And I'm sure with your experience, you get to deal with different sorts of NSAs. How do you choose which NSA to work with?
Um, it has to be an Olympic sport, no? We have what you call core programs under the MVP Sports Foundation, and we have special projects. No,
Mm-hmm.
when you say core programs, these are programs that directly support uh, initiatives and programs of the NSAs
Mm.
that has somehow helps these athletes go towards their main goal, which
Right.
is the Olympics.
Yeah.
So primarily, it has to be an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
No, if not an Olympic sport, it has to be in the Asian Games. No, at the very
Yeah.
least. Kasi in Southeast Asian Games, we have regional sports. Then it's very
Yeah.
political. SEA Games, depende sa host kung
Yeah.
ano yung sport na
Yeah.
isasama, di ba? Depending on who the host is. No,
Mm-hmm.
so those are the core programs. It really has to be an Olympic sport. And we have special projects. Parang it's sort of sponsorships no,
Right.
na sinusuportahan ng MVP Sports Foundation.
Mm-hmm. And was it like a vision na within 10 years, we're going to get the Olympic gold? Was there any sort of projections prior to Tokyo na, okay, baka pwede na to? In the early years.
To tell you the truth, it has always been a dream really to
Yeah.
to get that Olympic gold medal.
Yeah.
And MVP, Mr. Panlilio, and the trustees of the MVPSF, um, it, a very big factor really is consistency. Eh.
Right.
Di ba?
Yeah.
They just keep doing
Yeah.
and doing, supporting and supporting.
Yeah.
Hindi yung suporta ka ngayon tapos kinabukasan ay nag-iba na isip ko, iba naman susuportahan ko.
Yeah.
Kasi MVP really the MVPSF really never changed its direction or its support towards the sports that it's supporting.
Yeah.
Meaning we did not remove a sport, no? Yung mga sinabi kong sports na yun, it's actually dumami na yun eh.
Yeah.
Dumami na yun. Dati ang core lang talaga niyan, it's just basketball, badminton, boxing, taekwondo, badminton. Lately lang yata, hindi naman lately, but then nadagdagan ng football, then nadagdagan ng gymnastics.
Right.
Then, so unti-unti, but it started out probably with just 5 or 6 sports, no?
Yeah.
So it's all about consistency, no? The MVP and management really never stopped believing talaga eh.
Yeah.
Na one of these days talaga we will get that elusive Olympic gold medal. And MVP has proven it time and time again. Diba? We hosted several super ano tawag ito? Super events, mega events, no? Like the NBA in Araneta Coliseum, diba? He managed to, with his support, with him being the president of SBP then, no, he managed to qualify the basketball team in the World Cup, diba? tapos na ulit-ulit. So, yung mga pangarap lang na gano'n, di ba? Parang, pwede pala eh. It can happen. Pero syempre, it's all about consistency. No? Tulong lang. Quietly, behind the scenes, just keep supporting, just keep helping, no matter how hard it is, no, to shell out money kasi hirap talaga, 'di ba? Pag maglalabas ka ng pera, 'di ba?
And I'm sure initially you're not seeing any bunga in the first few months, years. There must have been some tough times during that time. Tama ba ginagawa natin?
Pero syempre, we also celebrate, certain milestones, no?
Right.
Yung mga small milestones. Like for example, the 2018 Asian Games, 'di ba?
Right.
That's another achievement for Team Philippines, 'di ba? And the medalists there are mostly being supported also by the MVP Sports Foundation.
Right.
'Di ba?
Yeah.
Pero, in the past, we've already won a gold medal here and there, 'di ba? With the boxers, 'di ba? Usually with the boxers. So yung mga ganong klaseng achievements and milestones really really helps prop us up to tell us to look, see, even in these small events and even in these, actually the Asian Games is not a small event, pero but our goal really is the Olympics, no? But what I'm saying is yung mga achievements namin heading towards the Olympics, it really is an inspiration for all of us. It really motivates us, to really continue helping, no? And another example, no, nung nag-gold medal si Nesty Petesio doon sa World Championships in 2019, 'di ba?
Yes.
Sobrang tagal na. I think the last boxer who won that was Josie Gabuco back in 2008.
Right.
Diba? And and Nesty won it in 2019. So that's that's a 9-year spread.
Yeah.
So yung mga ganong klaseng, tsaka hindi biro ang World Championships. If you win a gold medal in the World Championships, it's like winning a gold medal in the Olympics. It's sometimes harder to win a gold medal in the World Championships kasi ang World Championships for some sports, ano yan eh, walang qualifiers yan eh. So yung number of participants there, numbers in the hundreds. Whereas in the Olympics, yes, it's harder to get into the Olympics because you have qualifiers. Pero kasi sa Olympics, konti na lang kayo eh, na-filter na kayo. Nakasala na. Tas baka yung iba nanalo, chamba. I don't know, di ba?
So many things going on.
Correct. So, yung mga ganong klaseng pagkakataon na pag may mga nanalong athletes in international tournaments, no? Ano kami, parang, wow, kaya naman to eh. Kaya. So, continue supporting. So, going back to your question, if nakita ng MVP and the management that somebody will win the Olympic gold medal 10 years from then, I think it's not a date eh. When? In 2020, in 2024, in 2028. It's not a date. They are very confident that it will happen. If the support continues. Diba? If the support continues, at saka, of course, hindi mo mawawala si MVP.
Right.
Diba?
Right.
And we all know that MVP will really not get tired helping Philippine sports.
Right.
Diba? He will not. He's been there, even before I joined the MVP group. He was already there supporting sports.
I think with the Olympic success, I think parang was there been like a realization na okay, I think maybe from your group you're saying like, okay, I think we know now what it will take, like in the form of support of the athletes, in the structure, in the system of developing or supporting an elite athlete. Parang may nakita ba kayong pattern in which okay, pag ito yung ginawa natin, malaki yung chance natin? May ganun bang nangyari?
Siguro I can only speak from my own perspective. This is in no way a representation of the MVPSF, but I used to be with POC kasi, no? I used to be the general manager of the Philippine Olympic Committee during the time of Mr. Vargas. So, nakasalamuha ko lahat ng NSA members ng POC.
Mhm.
And while I was still with POC then, ang isa sa mga initiatives namin ni then Secretary General Mr. Patrick Gregorio was really the all-out support to the needs of the athletes, no, a holistic support
Right.
towards the needs of the athletes in terms of their training,
Right.
no. And ako I really believe that coming up with a dedicated sports science team,
Right.
individualized to the needs of an athlete. I'm not talking about a sports science team for the entire Philippine team.
Yeah.
I'm not talking
Yeah.
about that. I'm talking about a dedicated sports science team that handles an individual, that handles the individual needs of an athlete.
Right.
Okay, I really believe that. Kasi it's all about personalization. I'm sure you know that, no? Being an
Yeah.
SNC coach, that, hindi pwedeng one size fits all eh. Di
Mhm.
ba? Hindi pwede yon.
Mhm.
So, during our time with POC, we were pushing for the creation of a high performance team,
Right.
no, specifically directed towards the Olympic hopefuls, no.
Mhm.
And the board and the General Assembly, unanimously agreed to the program
Mhm.
of having that sports science team. But that we all know what happened with POC, di ba? That nagkaroon ng problema. Then
As usual.
Mr. Vargas stepped out, no. So
Yeah.
so ako, going into the MVP Sports Foundation, I really propose that, no. I really propose that having a very good sports science team directed towards a specific athlete, towards the specific needs of an athlete, is very, very important. Number one, for the peace of mind of the athlete.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
For the peace of mind of the
Yeah.
athlete. Hindi yung athlete pa yung naghahabol sa coach na coach, I need training, I need to develop this. Okay, can you hang on for a minute because I'm taking care of this athlete pa, di ba?
Yeah.
So mahirap yung ganon. So we tried it with Hidilyn Diaz, no. We tried it with Hidilyn Diaz. We helped her form her own sports science team,
Right.
composed of course, of her head coach. No, of course, we have to have that sport specific skills. No, that
Yes.
can only be provided by a weightlifting coach, si Coach Gao.
Mhm.
And nandyan si Coach Julius,
Yes.
the assistant weightlifting coach, and also as an SNC coach.
Yes.
Si Janet,
Yes.
who's her nutritionist.
Mhm.
Si Doc Karen, who's her sports psych.
Yes.
And then she had a masseuse before, si Belen.
Yes.
No, and majority of these are already provided by the graciousness of PSC, no, by the Philippine Sports Commission. But of course, we all know that PSC is also supporting so many other programs of the NSA, so many athletes. So
Yes.
budget is really an issue, no,
Yeah.
with PSC. So so what we did at MVP Sports Foundation, we sat down with Heidi, and we asked her what she specifically needs, no, for her really to achieve that goal,
Yeah.
no, sa Olympics. So sinabi niya na kailangan niya ng support,
Yeah.
coaches to be with her everywhere
Yeah.
she goes, no,
Yeah.
in international tournaments, in international training camps.
Yeah.
Kasama talaga niya, no, kasama
Yeah.
talaga niya. So inupuan namin ni Heidi, we listed down the things that she already has, that's already
Yeah.
provided by the PSC, and we listed down some of the things na hindi wala pa siya.
Yeah.
So basically MVPSF filled in those blanks,
Yeah.
no? And hence nabuo yung kanyang sports science team,
Right.
no? So I think nagsimula yan nung 2019.
Mhm.
The pilot competition that they participated in was in the World Championships in Thailand.
Okay.
No, in Thailand. It's a big tournament. It's a world
Yeah.
championship, no? Nandun ang China minus Thailand.
Yes.
Kasi they were suspended because
Yeah.
of doping
Doping.
issues, no. Pero contender din
Yeah.
talaga ang Thailand. So kami ni Coach Ryan, who was then the executive director of the MVP Sports Foundation, we went to Thailand to personally see whether that pilot program of ours was
Yeah.
going to was going to work.
Yes.
Was going to work. So kwento ko na lang kung
Yes.
ano nangyari, no. So we were there. The president of SWP, Mr. Kong Monico, was also there. He invited us to sit with him while watching Heidi. No, she came out. The first event was snatch. Oh my God! First 2 lifts was a no lift. No, nagkatinginan nga kami ni Coach Ryan para sinasabi namin sa isa't isa, may balat ka ba sa puwet? bakit parang nandito tayo kasi hindi niya nabuhat, pero all the support she asked for we gave her, but what happened, di ba? Bakit no lift? So we were really down already. Shock, sabi ko. So we asked Kong Monico kasi di pa namin masyado kabisado ang rules ng weightlifting.
Yes.
Sabi namin, Kong, what happens if she fails for the 3rd time? That's it. We go packing. We go home. It's not going to happen for us to get a medal in this tournament.
Yeah.
So we were there. We were watching. We really didn't know what was happening behind the scenes, no.
Right.
And she came out 3rd attempt. She lifted it. No, she lifted it a bit wobbly. She lifted it. So. I forgot what her rank was in the snatch event, but then following the snatch event was the clean and jerk.
Clean and jerk. Her strength.
So it was the clean and jerk. Oh, clean and jerk. So she lifted all 3 attempts.
Yeah.
She lifted all 3 attempts. So kami ni Coach Ryan, we were watching the scoreboards. I think ahead of her was obviously China. And Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. The same lifters who she went up with in the Olympics, no? This was in 2019. So titingnan namin. So I was adding kasi may total tapos may clean and jerk. So snatch definitely wala siyang medal kasi she successfully lifted only 1.
Yeah.
So sabi ko, wait, she's 3rd in clean and jerk. Oh, she has a bronze medal in clean and jerk.
Yes.
Sabi ko, that's great. Compute ko pa. So ito total nila. So I asked mo Kong Monico, Kong, how do we compute who the overall winner is? You just add the total.
Yeah.
Total. Kasi doon sa scoreboard, hindi siya lalabas by ranking
Right.
Nakalabas siya by the sequence of who will lift.
Right.
Diba? So magulo yung score. So pinotal ko. Sabi ko, 3rd siya, bronze siya.
Yeah.
Sabi ni Kong Mo, no, let's wait for the official result. Let's wait for the official result. So true enough, no, she emerged as 3rd overall. So she won a bronze medal in the clean and jerk. And she won a bronze in overall, no,
right.
yung total ng snatch and clean. Sabi ko, I was so ecstatic kaming dalawa ni Ryan, no. We were, it's just a bronze.
Yeah.
Pero it's a world championships.
Yes.
It's a world championship tournament. So talaga ako, sabi ko, napabuntong hininga talaga ako doon. Kasi ako personally, I lobbied for the support of her sports science team. And, President Al Panlilio said, sige, let's support. So ako naman, sabi ko, shucks, sabi ko, sana manalo. Sabi ko, I hope we come home with a medal. Not the gold, but with a medal. So, and everything snowballed from there, no. Sumali siya ng Asian Championships, no. Nag-gold yata siya noon. I forgot. Sorry. Prior to World Championships, nag-triple silver siya sa Asian Championships sa Tashkent yata, sa Tashkent. And then World Championships, nag-gold siya, nag-bronze siya. And then nag-SEA Games. We hosted the SEA Games.
Yes.
She won her first gold medal in the SEA Games, no?
Yeah.
She competed in the World Grand Prix in Rome. She won triple gold medal. Ano pa ba yung sumunod nung anong yun? And then the pandemic happened. No, and the pandemic happened. But if you look at the common denominator of these tournaments that she participated in and the training camps that she joined, she has with her her entire sports science team.
Right.
Kasama
Right.
niya. Kasama niya.
Yeah.
Ibig sabihin, hindi niya na kailangan isipin pa yung kung ano yung kakainin niya.
Right.
Di ba? Kasi Janet is there to look at the menu provided by the host
Right.
if they're in the training camp or in the hotel if they're in a tournament. So, ang
Right.
gagawin na lang ni Janet, she looks at the food, she takes her weighing scale out and measures the food. May pictures si Janet.
Yeah.
And then Doc Karen, di ba?
Yeah.
If she's feeling, unmotivated, she's feeling depressed, di ba? Doc
Yeah.
Karen is there,
Yeah.
di ba? To talk to her,
Yeah.
di ba? So, of course, all members of Team HD, quote unquote, Team HD, they have their specific roles, but sometimes they go beyond their call of duty na eh.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun? Kasi sometimes they just have to be a friend, to Heidi, to listen to her problems, di ba? To listen to her problems and just keep her grounded, to keep her centered. And it's ano na siya, it's a collective effort na talaga of Team HD.
Right.
For her to feel comfortable, to feel at ease, to feel relaxed, 'di ba? Na wala na siyang kailangan pang isipin. But just lift the weight.
Yeah.
That's her role. That's the role of the athlete. Just compete. They've been training years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
For a lift, for doing, in the case of Heidi, for doing just 6 lifts.
Yeah.
That are less than 1 minute each.
Yeah.
Di ba? Years and years, then compete for just 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Not to liquidate funds.
I don't want to get into that. No. So ganon. Ako personally, you really have to support the athlete in terms of her sports science team, sports science requirement teams.
Right.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Lalo na if you're a catchweight sport. Di ba naghahabol ka ng timbang. Like for boxing, di ba? Iisipin mo pa ba kung anong kakainin mo the day before the weigh-in, di ba?
Yeah.
So ang nangyayari kadalasan kung hindi kumpleto ang core team mo, the burden really falls on the coach, the head coach, di ba?
Right.
So doble stress na yung athlete mo, stress na yung coach mo. How can the coach focus on coaching?
Right.
Di ba? How can the coach focus on coaching kung alam niya yung athlete niya has to make weight pa?
Yeah.
Di ba? Instead of spending that remaining time leading up to the tournament to focus on skills, studying your opponent, di ba? Heto ka, nagkukumahog ka na, sige, sabi ni ganito, ito na lang daw kainin mo. Ito, sabi ni ganito, wag mong kainin. Ito, sinabi nito, ito na lang inumin mo para ito, sinabi, tumakbo ka ng 10 laps sa ano. Di ba? So,
wala na.
Siyempre, pareho silang stress. So, with the sports science team behind the athlete, you take away the headache for everybody.
Yeah.
No, not only the athlete but also for the coach, primarily for the athlete.
Yeah.
Diba? So that's what we have been pushing for in the MVP Sports Foundation. It's really to help the athletes, not directly the athletes, but the coaches surrounding the athletes, and that's what Heidi basically proved in her Olympic gold medal.
Yeah. Are there plans to scale up that sort of support for the sports that you're handling?
Yes. In fact, Miss Cynthia Carrion of gymnastics, she has already approached the MVP Sports Foundation. She also plans to put up her own core team for Kaloy. Yes. So right now, Kaloy has his coach Mune, the head coach. He has his PT, the Japanese, si Coach Junpei Kono. And I met with Tita Cynthia last kailan ba when I met her? I think it was last week pa yata. Last week. They're planning on getting a sports psychologist. They're talking to several sports psychologists na. And they're also planning to talk to a sports nutritionist na rin. So, nagbubuo na. si EJ already has his own core team already, no?
Yeah.
All foreigners, di
Right.
ba?
Yeah.
He has a sports psych, has a nutritionist already taking care of his needs, no? So
Mhm.
ganon. Boxing, is probably among the first NSAs to adopt a sports science team, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
So hence the result in the Olympics. You have a
Yeah.
triple medal haul there
Mhm.
from boxing. So
Right.
ano pa ba? Taekwondo is also into having that sports science
Sports
team,
science.
no? I think Marcus also is a sports psych of the team when they were preparing for the Olympics. I'm not sure if the whole team or
Yeah.
for certain players lang.
Right.
And they have Jeanette also as their nutritionist. So
Right.
You start from there. You start from what athletes need on a basic level, no?
Yeah.
And it's to provide the basic support that they need when they are training, when they are competing, di ba? Kasi kung gusto mong mag-invest ng mga high-tech facilities, mga state-of-the-art facilities, those are all okay, di
Right.
ba? Pero aanhin ng atleta yan kung yung tipong issue niya sa bahay with his family, with his boyfriend, with his wife, with his husband, hindi mo masolusyonan.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Wala kang sports psych eh.
Yeah.
Wala kang sports psych to take care of that eh. Paano gagamitin ng athlete yung mga state of the art facilities mo kung wala siyang
Right.
ganang gamitin 'yon? 'Di
Right.
ba? Paano kung yung athlete mo walang hirap makabili ng tamang pagkain?
Mm.
'Di ba? At ang kinakain niya lang puro instant delata, 'di ba?
Patay.
Alam naman natin yung mga athletes natin ganun talaga eh. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Ganun talaga.
And it
So,
happens
they
more
have
often than not.
yeah, they have money,
Yeah.
they get allowances from PSC, they get meal allowances also from PSC, from the respective NSAs. Pero we all know then na yung ibang mga athletes, instead of spending it on themselves, on their needs, they send it to their families eh.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Kasi family first eh.
Yes.
'Di ba?
Yeah.
So kung yung mga ganong klaseng basic needs ng mga athletes hindi ma-provide, hindi mabigay, baliwala yung mga state of the
They
art
can't
facilities
perform.
natin. Oh,
Yeah.
baliwala talaga siya.
Right.
So ganon.
Hmm. We'll talk about grassroots for a bit. Ano yung plans now for MVP? Now you've seen the Olympic success, and I'm sure it's very motivating now to get into the grassroots. And of course, with the pandemic, it's kind of difficult to get things going. But can you give us an insight on what things are planned for grassroots sports development?
Sorry, I can't speak in behalf of my counterpart in
Right.
grassroots, si Attorney Jang Moreno. But there are plans. Talagang Mr. Panlilio is very excited, no, towards supporting grassroots. In fact, after the Olympics, parang ilang beses niyang sinabing, we have to focus more on grassroots. We have to concentrate on grassroots. Kaya pressured yung colleague ko, si Attorney Jang. But then again, of course, the NSAs, the NSAs that we're helping, they have their own grassroots programs already. And it's just a matter of supporting these existing programs,
Right.
para ma-roll out siya ng maayos.
Yeah.
You're right, it's really challenging kasi medyo restricted pa rin talaga yung movements when it comes to sports. Buti nga unti-unti nang nai-ease into ang mga sports events, no, like the PBA. I think they're gonna have a live audience already, diba?
Right.
So yeah, grassroots is a very important box that the MVPSF believes in providing the necessary talent, no,
Right.
to your elite program, no? Kasi without a grassroots program, sanga-sanga yung mangyayari, di ba? Lahat ng nasa taas, nasa elite program mo, they'll get complacent eh. They'll get relaxed na iniisip nila, okay lang, wala namang papalit sa atin. Sige, mag-try out tayo. Halimbawa, diba? Halimbawa, for boxing, try out tayo. Siyempre, uupakan nila yung mga magta-try out because walang magandang grassroots program, no? But fortunately for ABAP, they have a very good grassroots program with the support of some LGUs, no? For
Yeah.
example, yung Cagayan de Oro
Mayor Moreno.
ni Mayor Moreno.
Yeah.
He's running for governor yata,
Okay.
no? Again, no? He's running for
Yeah.
governor. Just an FYI, our grassroots program director, si Attorney Jang, that's his dad.
Oh,
He's the
okay.
son of he's the son of
Okay.
Mayor Moreno. So
Right.
napakagandang programa ng ABAP in collaboration with the LG of Cagayan de Oro. And in fact, that's where Carlo Paalam was discovered, no,
Yes.
in Cagayan de Oro. So that's the whole concept of having a good grassroots program, because you have to empower your partner LGUs
Mhm.
to plan and implement their own respective programs in their respective areas, di ba?
Right.
So si Mayor Moreno, before the pandemic hit, I think he has a weekly boxing tournament, no, dun sa ang tawag yata nila boxing sa syudad eh.
Yeah.
Boxing sa syudad. Weekly 'yon. And that's where they discovered Carlo Paalam. In fact, Mayor Moreno is into boxing.
Mhm.
Na his regional training center in Cagayan de Oro already extended in the neighboring provinces of
Right.
Misamis Oriental, no? So
Uh-huh.
anybody can go to Cagayan de Oro and train there, no? If you're from Bukidnon, di ba? You can go
Yeah.
there and train, and he will adopt you for as long as you have that passion and commitment to
Mhm.
train,
Mhm.
di ba? So we need more
Yeah.
LGU leaders like
Yeah.
Mayor Moreno that's really that has the same passion and commitment
Yeah.
like MVP, no? So
Mhm.
we're very, very thankful for him, no? It's a very successful program of ABAP and CDO. So ABAP plans to replicate that sort of program to the other provinces
Right.
as well.
Right. That I think that's really good to hear. I think kasi parang it takes 20 years to kasi you need the child to be born, and then before that kid really realizes their athletic potential. There's so many steps they have to go through, and of course they're not gonna make the national team right away. Dadaan muna sila sa grassroots level. So, Sir Art, thank you so much for your time this morning. I know you're very busy, and I myself, I learned so much about sports management, and um, I know that you're also an action star.
No, who said that? Who said that?
When I researched you, I saw some clips of some kicks going on, and well, I think your athletic
No,
background.
you might be referring to that. It's an old project of my cousin-in-law, no, sa journalism class niya in UP.
Right.
So that was his final exam. It was a school project in UP.
Right.
So he just needed talents,
Uh-huh.
mga artista, quote unquote, to be in that project. So it happens na ako and my older brother
Yeah.
we're members of the UP Taekwondo team then. So
Yeah.
inisip niya, let's make an action movie. Ganyan.
Right.
Pwede ba talent ko kayo? Sabi, sige, magkano bayad? Sabi niya, magugustuhan yung bayad. Sabi niya, ano yan? Eat all you can pizza in Don Enrico's. I don't know if you know Don Enrico's. It's a pizza restaurant, no? In Eastwood. I don't know if it's still existing.
Yeah.
Pero nung nalaman namin eat all you can, athlete kami. Sabi,
Game.
game. Para sa game kami dyan. So I think that's the movie clip that you watched. It was actually posted by my brother, but that was 1998 pa yata. Super tagal na nun. Frustrated action star siguro.
Well, I hope really that magbunga po lahat ng everything that you guys are doing, and I myself, when the Olympics were ongoing, I think when Heidi won her gold, naisip ko na kaagad, if there's any people really that should take the credit. I think a lot of credit would go to MVP and MVP Sports Foundation. But as usual, with all the class in the world, there's so much humility in the organization, not credit
Yeah.
grabbing, and after that,
Correct.
I just had massive appreciation and really inspired by
Yeah.
all the work that you guys do. So maraming
Correct.
salamat po. May your tribe
Yes.
increase.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Pio.
Yan.